Dirt Rally began life as an early access game in April 2015, and in December that same year managed the rarest of feats. It came out of early access and released as a full game. Now established as one of the best off-road races for absolutely ages, this game offers a nearly perfect balance of technical challenge and accessibility through its believable handling and twisty courses. It's made all the better by a strategy element that has you looking after your rapidly crumbling vehicle across multiple stages, and a spirited mod community who work tirelessly to make Dirt Rally better. Well, if better to you means more skins.
100 over crest, keep left to finish.
Before Slightly Mad Studios made Project Cars, they managed to sneak a couple of uncharacteristically demanding racing sims under the Need for Speed banner. Shift 2 Unleashed is the more accomplished of that duo, and when it came out in 2011, it introduced loads of innovations we've now come to expect. Things like the way the camera looks towards each apex, clever use of depth of field to indicate braking and acceleration, and above all, harsh but fair handling that rewards patience and practice. And if you have a soft spot for Need for Speed's car customization stuff, it's present here as a happy side effect of Shift 2's unlikely alliance.
Wow, you really showed them out there. That's P1, we're the winners.
Remember Slightly Mad Studios from 10 seconds ago? Well, this is what they did next. Project Cars makes Shift 2's motors feel primitive by comparison and rolls out a convincing driving experience across a wide range of vehicles. Karts, open-wheelers, vintage touring cars and, just for you, a Ford Focus RS. Just in case that left anyone cold, they went and made it look absolutely gorgeous too. Launch bugs have since been squashed, and there's a Game of the Year edition that adds still more vehicles. Can there ever be enough?
Looking good for some championship points.
Trackmania 2 Canyon is a mega serious racing game about driving through loop-the-loops, up walls and through the occasional eponymous canyon. More than that though, is about doing those things absolutely perfectly. Success doesn't just happen in this game, it's earned. By hitting the reset button lots and lots of times until day and night are completely abstract concepts and there are people on hoverboards whizzing past your window. The wacky tracks convey a light-heartedness that isn't really accurate. Trackmania 2 is about perfecting an absolutely flawless run, then loading up a new level and starting all over again. Need for Speed used to be as synonymous with the festive period as roasted chestnuts, eggnog and bitter arguments with close family members, and 2012's Most Wanted was a high tide mark for the series. Not 2005's Need for Speed Most Wanted, you understand. We're talking about the more recent game of the exact same name. You know, the one with all the cars. It's also got an open world full of satisfying bends and pretty vistas, a police force staffed by Keystone cops and Lamborghinis, and every fast car you've ever wanted, waiting to be defiled by the most obnoxious paint job you can think of. Remember that absolutely mental dream you had where Ubisoft released the driving game about a guy in a coma who solved crimes by swapping between people's minds and taking control of their cars? It was set in 70s San Francisco and you felt like Steve McQueen with every turn of the wheel, didn't you? Some of those chases, what a crazy night's sleep that was. Except hang on, remember that you never woke from that dream and actual years have passed now.
This can't be real.
Huh, weird.
Okay.
2013. The year Miley Cyrus came in like a wrecking ball who'd forgotten all its clothes, and Formula One hadn't yet become a mirthless procession headed by the two silver arrows of Hamilton and Rosberg yet. F1 2013 represents the most complete and satisfying package Codemasters have managed to put together to date, marrying classic cars and tracks with the usual modern day kit and challenging handling. Usually annual franchise entries aren't worth revisiting the second a new one comes out, but Cody's have yet to better 2013. Assetto Corsa is another early access success story to join the ranks of Dirt Rally and Project Cars, and the end result is every bit as luxurious as either. You can practically feel the soft leather seats, such as the slavish attention to detail and rigorous level of simulation. It's lacking a traditional career mode, so most of the fun is had by simply pairing a cool car and track, but luckily there's enough of both to sustain a long-term habit. The modding community is incredibly active too. Simbin basically ruled the early 2000s with their stellar GTR and Race series, and the unfortunately titled Race Injection represents the crowning glory of all their experience. Focusing on professional GT and touring car racing and deploying killer driving physics, Race Injection has been gazumped many times since 2012 on the graphics front, but remains a rock-solid sim for those who like to tinker with steering wheel dead zones.
Presents Top 20 Racing Games of 2016 and beyond. Little is better than executing the perfect drift and sliding around a tight corner. Good racing games are hard to come by, but 2016 looks like it will be a great year for the genre. Here are the top 20 racing games of 2016 and beyond. Dirt Rally. Dirt Rally was released to critical acclaim on PC last year. The smooth controls, great use of licenses, and satisfaction as you round a corner, stirring up a cloud of dirt, all made for a stellar game. Console players looking for an amazing rally racer should make note of this one. Forza Horizon 3, rumored to be in development. After the release of Forza 6 last year, it stands to reason that Forza Horizon 3 will grace Xbox Ones around the world sometime this year. This spin-off series breaks away from the franchise's track racing roots and sets players free in a massive racing games always try to create the most realistic, faithful experience possible, and Assetto Corsa is taking this to the next level. It already saw the light of day on PC last year, but it's finally making its way to the millions of console users this year. F1 2016, not yet announced but likely. This could be the last F1 title from the series shepherd's Codemaster Studios, so expect all the stops to be pulled out. Racing down the oval tracks, close enough to touch the concrete, and weaving your way through the horde of other drivers has only gotten better over the years, but with the technology currently available, we have Released on consoles late last year, Need for Speed rebooted the classic racing franchise, casting players as a rookie in the rough and tumble street racing scene. It used actual racers in unique FMV sequences, creating an experience unlike anything the series had previously delivered. Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. Rally racing star Sebastian Loeb is putting his name on this upcoming racer, hoping to immerse players in the rough and dirty world of rally racing. Like many other licensed car games, the main goal is to create the most authentic experience possible. Project Cars 2. The first Project Cars took the racing community by storm. It offered up incredibly customizable gameplay, incredibly tight controls, beautifully intricate cars, and some of the best driving we've seen in a while in a game. Project Cars 2 is upping the ante. More cars, more tracks, more options, and so much more is promised for this elegant follow-up. World of Speed. Street driving is a dangerous, thrilling pursuit, and World of Speed is looking to translate this feeling of adrenaline and freedom to a massive online world. Racing some of the world's fastest cars through narrow streets, city parks, and some of the world's most famous tracks promises to look great. Control Distance presents players with one simple objective: get to the end of the course, though this is easier said than done. Each track is filled with saw blades, laser beams, walls that appear out of thin air, and various other tricks and traps. The gameplay is fast, precise, constantly engaging, and above all, difficult. Flatout 4 Total Insanity. Flatout has always been about one thing: finishing the race no matter the costs. You'll put rubber to asphalt, spinning around corners, slamming into other drivers, and totaling cars in as grisly a way as possible in the MotoGP world, eventually cementing his place as one of the best. Valentino Rossi the game will guide players through his illustrious career, letting them relive every close finish and every triumphant victory. Trackmania Turbo. What's better than racing on the ground? How about racing on the walls or even the ceiling? Trackmania is good, old-fashioned arcade fun. Mastering each track, memorizing every turn, and landing each jump takes practice and skill. But the series is known for its over-the-top, mind-bending racing, and Trackmania Turbo looks like it will deliver on all fronts. Next car game, Wreckfest. Next car game, Wreckfest doesn't want to bother with guiding cars safely around corners and down straightaways. It wants to destroy them as thoroughly as possible, in as many ways as possible. As you race down the track, you don't have to worry about safety or staying away from your competitors. MXGP2, the official motocross video game. It's easy to tell when a developer is truly invested in a project, and the team working on MXGP2 is channeling its intense love of motocross into what will hopefully be the game to define the genre. It's officially licensed, meaning that it can create a motocross experience that can truly capture the look, feel, and intensity of racing. Isn't the real objective in this kickstarted driving game. Survival is. drifting through neon tunnels, frantically trying to dodge all manner of obstacles, and generally trying not to crash. This type of game is great when you want a little bit of a challenge that you can't get from racing against AI. Red Bull Air Race. Red Bull Air Race is a decently simple concept. Choose your plane, enter a race, and try to be the best. The easy to pick up controls, variety of crafts and tracks, and clean graphics all come together to make a fun game. Formula Fusion. Have you been patiently waiting for Sony to release the next Wipeout? Well, you may be waiting for a while, but the next big thing has arrived. Formula Fusion puts players in the seat of a sleek, futuristic race car that hovers over the track, glides around turns, and can hold a variety of explosive weapons. Road Redemption. Speeding down the highway, bludgeoning enemies to death is consistently fun. Road Redemption doesn't take itself seriously, and that's part of what makes it so great. Jumping between buildings, chasing after getaway cars, and blowing up everything in your path can be dumb fun, but